Okay, welcome to the Tuesday night call. This is the online marketing call. It is Tuesday, June 6th, 2017. And tonight we're going to be talking about prospecting. We're going to be talking about using business cards with a sizzle call. And I'm going to show you an idea that I came up with this weekend while I was in Columbus, Ohio. And I started putting it together today as I got back because I thought it was just such an idea that I came up with. But we're going to be talking about using business cards with the sizzle call. One of the problems that people struggle with is they struggle with getting leads. And so we do online marketing, and obviously there's leads that you can get online. I want to talk about a mixture of offline and online using different types of tools. So hopefully each and every one of you actually has business cards that you're using in your business. And I just kind of typed up here, sort of what you would say with your business card in hand as you're meeting an individual. In this example, I says, "Hi, my name is June Collier. I'm a business owner in town, and I would love to share my business card with you." I'm going to hand them my business card. Many of you have heard me say this before and go over this one before. Hopefully, they're going to say, "What kind of business are you in?" And I'm going to say, "I'm glad you asked. Have you ever heard of income shifting?" No, I haven't. Well, it's putting a lot of money in people's pockets. I would love to share it with you. What's your name and email address where I can send you some more information? So I'm going to get the name. I'm going to get the email address. I might even ask them for the phone number after I get the email address. And then I'm going to say, "Excellent. I'm going to follow up with some information. However, in the meantime, let me share an interest card with you." Dial the pre-recorded number and listen to a 3-minute message. So now I've got two cards. I got a business card that I open up with them, but then I have something called an interest card. I'm sure you guys would like to see my interest card. It's something that I came up with this past weekend. The interest card looks like this. On the front of the card, it says, "What entertainment expenses are deductible?" Many of you have actually seen this in our training when we talk about all of the tax deductions that are available to you. Welcome to the call, Dot. So you've seen us talk about this in our trainings before. What entertainment expenses are deductible? I really like this one because it includes some information that shocks most people. Like when I have them read it, I have them read, "Entertainment includes any activity generally considered to provide entertainment, amusement, or recreation. Examples include entertaining guests at nightclubs." And I usually stop right there. And I usually really, especially if I got some young people in the room, because I know they go out to the club, and I say, "Hey, have you ever thought that the government will actually allow you to deduct the expenses for going out to the club?" And then I look at the guys and I say, "Now, I know you go out to the club and you buy the young ladies drinks. What if you could write that off?" And they just kind of look at me and they kind of grin and smile and don't believe that that's actually possible. But what you're seeing right here is you're seeing all of the things that can possibly be written off if you simply had a business. And so it goes on to talk about nightclubs, social, athletic, and sporting clubs, theaters, sporting events, yachts, hunting, fishing, vacation, and similar trips. So theaters. When's the last time you've been to the movies? You can write that off. How about sporting clubs? When the last time have you been to a baseball game, a football game? How about social? When's the last time have you been out to your little social function with your fraternities or your sororities or your Masonic group? What about hunting and fishing or vacation? See, these are all things that possibly could be a write-off. Now, what we want to do is we want to use this interest card as a peaking tool. See, I want to peak the person on the that I'm using this card with. So, if I was in a nightclub, now what I've done here, I want you to imagine that this is a card, the same size as a business card. You'll see the front, and then you see the back of the card. I'm going to get to the back of the card in just a minute, but I'm going to start front. If I'm in a nightclub, I got a lot of people that's in the nightclub. and I might pass out some business cards while I'm, prospecting, or pass out some business cards while I'm talking to some young ladies if I was single, and buying them a drink or whatever. I might pass my card over to them and say, hey, you're a nice looking young lady. I'd love to get to know you better. But even if I don't get to know you better, I just want to share some information with you and pass my card on over. Now, what about if I'm at a movie theater and I'm standing in line? We're getting ready to go see. I hear Wonder Woman is out. We're going to go see Wonder Woman, and there's a lot of other people that's in line with me that's waiting to see this movie. I'm going to have some of these cards with me and say, hey, did you get a chance to write this off? This movie was excellent, and not only was it excellent, I get a chance to write it off. How about you? And they look at you kind of crazy, and I'm going to hand out this card, and I'm going to say, hey, you know that you can write it off into theaters. And I'm just going to give them the card. Now, I'm going to tell them the information on the front is the information from IRS publication 463, page 12. I'm going to tell them, when you get a chance, go home and Google that. Google IRS publication 463 and look at page 12, because you're going to see this same information. And then I'm going to say there's a strategy called income shifting that's putting a lot of money back into people's pockets. And if you use known tax deductible strategies, just like the one that you see on the front of this card, you can shift your money back into your pocket. And then you can use that money to pay down debt, invest, or lifestyle. And if you'd like to learn more about income shifting and how you can write items off that you're already spending money on, go ahead and call the 24-hour pre-recorded number for more information. And then I got the number there. Now, this becomes my interest card. This is my peaking card, because I believe on the entertainment section, there's enough information right there, depending on where I am and how I pass it out and how I give it to them, that they will call that number. Okay? They will call that number. And this is just a real great way of us peaking individuals to find out a little bit more about my econ. So see, I've given them the front part of that, what entertainment expenses are deductible. Imagine that this is on a business card. And then on the back, I tell them a little bit about income shifting, and I give them a phone number that they can call for income shifting. Now, the special sauce is that I say that this is a 24-hour pre-recorded call. What that lets them know is they're not going to be calling someone that's going to try to sell them anything or talk to them. They're just going to call that number and listen to a 3-minute message. I promise you, if you set it up right, they will call that number. So now with this particular card, what am I going to do with this? Well, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go write a short script explaining what income shifting is, how it can benefit a person who listens to that recording. So I'm going to write down a script, about income shifting, how it's putting money back into people's pockets. We shift income from taxes, and we use that income that we shift from taxes to eliminate debt. And then we use that money to start creating investments. And then what I'm going to do, once I've written the script out, I'm going to go over to Fiverr, and I'm going to have somebody record the script. So I'm going to get me a professional voiceover, and I'm going to record the script. Now, voiceover can cost you $5 to $10. But what they're going to do is you're going to have somebody that has that deep voice or that nice, professional voice, and they'll read your script. And then they'll send you the MP3. And then what you can do is you now can use that MP3 as your sizzle line for income shifting. All right? And then what are we going to do next? Well, we're going to go over to this website called Simple Voice Box. I'll take a little bit of time and go back to Fiverr, and I'll go to Simple Voice Box so that you can act. But what Simple Voice Box does is it allows you to get a phone number, and it allows people to call that number and listen to your pre-recorded call. And then at the end of that call, you can have them leave their name and information, or if they don't leave their name and information, that's fine, because every day you get an email just like the one that you're looking at right here, and it's going to tell you how many calls you got for that day, how many calls you got for that week, how many calls you got that month. And not only does it give you, but it gives you the details. So you can see on 5/26/2017, somebody from 973-530-4060 called my Sizzle line, and they listened for the whole entire 3 minutes. Isn't that interesting? So now, even though they called a 24-hour pre-recorded call and they thought that nobody was going to call them back, or they thought that they were calling anonymously, I get this when someone calls my Sizzle line. So see, I now have their phone number. Now there's probably a 90% chance that that 973 is a cell phone number. So now I'm able to text them, send them a message via text. But better yet, if you really want to start building your business, I got somebody that called my number. I know that they're interested in income shifting, or at least curious about income shifting. So what do? When I get the email every day, I'm going to call all the numbers that I get. And I'm going to say something like this. Hello, my name is June Collier, and you recently called a toll-free number, or you recently called a number where you had a chance to hear about a concept called income shifting. Following up as a courtesy to find out what you like best from what you heard, and what possible questions do you have so that I can answer them. So see, this person has definitely called, and we're going to follow up on time. I'm going to let them know that I'm just following up. You called about income shifting, and I'm here to answer your question. So see, this sounds like a company, and it sounds like you're an associate or a representative of a company. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're keeping it very professional. Our Sizzle call was done very professional. And now we're going to follow up with them, and we're going to sound very and say, listen, I just want to follow up with you to see if there's any questions that I can answer. Now, you're going to have some small dialogue with them. Maybe they're going to ask some questions, maybe not. Your goal is to get them in front of a full business presentation. So once we follow up with them, then we're going to pass them to the full business presentation. So I'm going to say something like, once I find out the guy's name, this is Greg, I'm going to say, hey, Greg, listen, I'm an associate with the company that teaches the income shifting, debt elimination, and passive income strategies. So the company I work with teaches those strategies. What I'm going to do is I'm going to email you the full 20-minute briefing that covers how you can take advantage of income shifting. Now, notice that I didn't say, can I send it to you? I'm automatically going to send it to Greg. Now, hopefully I've already gotten his email address. If I haven't, I'm going to get his email address. And then I'm going to say, Greg, can I expect you to view the video briefing? He's going to say yes. And then I'm going to say, great, I'll follow up with you in 24 hours to answer any questions that you might have. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you start prospecting. Now, if you don't think that works, I promise you that it will. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up here just a little bit and go back and cover some things that in detail. Okay, so the things I want to cover in detail. Let me go through this real quick because I got some people that logged in late. And so what I did is I created a business card first. And my business card is just my regular My Econ business card. And I approach a stranger at the mall or wherever I am, and I say, hey, my name is June Collier. I'm a business owner in town. I'd like to share my card with you. June, what kind of business are you in? I'm glad you asked. Have you ever heard of income shifting? No, I haven't. Well, income shifting is putting a lot of money in people's pockets. I'd love to share the information with you. What's your email address? Great. What's your name again? Excellent. Can I get your phone number where I can follow up with you? Great. By the way, let me go ahead and share something with you. It's called an interest card, and you can read this and dial the number on the back and get a pre-recorded 3-minute message. Then at that point, I give them this card. The card has what entertainment expenses are deductible. I love it because it tells me that I can write off entertaining guests at nightclubs. I can write off theaters. I can write off hunting and vacation. I can write off meals and all that good stuff. This is probably something that people have never seen. And then I'm going to tell them, hey, on the back of the card, this information is found in IRS publication 463, page 12. And I'm just going to say, if you'll Google that, you'll see this information. See, people believe Google. They don't believe you, but they'll believe Google. So I tell them, here's where you find the information. Now, June, why are you giving them where to find the information? Because they can't do anything. They don't know what to do with it anyway. See, we got the secret sauce. And then they've got income shifting. And I give them a little bit of information about income shifting, what it is, how they can use it to eliminate debt, to invest, or improve their lifestyle. And I give them a number that they can actually call. When they call that number, they're going to hear a message that's going to tell them about my econ. So how do I go ahead and get this script recorded? Let's go over to Fiverr real quick, and I'll share with you how you can get someone to do a voiceover for you. So we're going to go over to Fiverr. We're just going to type in voiceover. And what you'll find is, now some of these are pretty expensive. Like this guy says he starts at $150. So I definitely wouldn't be going to this guy. But here's somebody says that they'll start at $5. So I'm going to click on that. Take a look. It says $5 is the basic. All right. I may only need the basic. So what does the basic give me? It's 50-word voiceover delivered in 48 hours. Okay. And so that might be one that I go with. I may want to listen to his voice and see what he sounds like. I may go back and take a look at some other voiceovers. Here's a guy that does a voiceover. Sometimes they charge by the minute. Sometimes they charge by the number of words. So let's see what this guy says. He delivers within 24 hours on the weekday. How many words does he charge for? Let's see here. Just looking through here real quick. All right. So he says pricing structure for more than 75 words. So $5 for 75 words, and then from 70, if you got up to 150 words, that's 2 gigs. That would be $10. And then if you have 150 to 225 words, that would be 3 gigs. So you can get a voiceover, a good voiceover done, maybe 20, 25 bucks. And that would be well worth it. Okay. Because now you got a voiceover. It sounds very professional. You can now direct people to your voiceover, and then you can follow up with them once you start getting that information. Now, so we got the sizzle message. We got our voiceover done. Now we got to go ahead and set up our simple voice box. So we're going to go over here to this website called simplevoicebox.com. And this allows you to set up free voice messaging. Now, you can go with the free, and the free gives you a number with an access code. So you have to give them the number with an access code. You can also get a toll-free number that charges you 6 cents per minute, or you can get a private number with no access code. It's just a regular phone number, and you can pay $4.95 a month for that. So the choice is up to you, what you want. But Simple Voice Box is a great service. And like I said, every time somebody calls your number, let me go over here to my Gmail account. I want to show you live what happens when they call your number. Let's type in Simple Voice Box activity. So here's all these numbers, all these times that people are calling. So all I got to do is click on one of these, and boom. On 4/29, somebody from 704 called, and they were on the call for 4 minutes. That month, I had 31 calls on my sizzle line, okay? 8 for that particular week, and that particular day, I had 1 call. So see, if you've got your card and you're getting that card and dropping the card in different places, there's enough information on that card that people would be interested. So again, if you design a card like this, you got the front and the back, and you just put that into a business card. I mean, that's a very basic business card, black and white business card. You don't need anything any fancier than that, because if somebody got that business card and they started reading that and they find out that this is a 24-hour pre-recorded call, I might even do the business card, and I might even highlight nightclubs, like, because that one just gets me. I might highlight nightclubs and theaters, with a yellow marker or whatever. But all I want them to do is call my Sizzle line. Once they call my Sizzle line, I'm then going to get their information. I got their phone number. I can send them a text. I can text them. I can do whatever. Or if I'm going to be aggressive, which I advise you to be, I'm going to call them. But I'm going to call them like I'm a customer service rep. See, you don't have anything to lose here. A lot of people are just afraid of the phone. But in this situation, you're calling customer service rep. Hi, my name is June Collier. You recently called our number where you had a chance to hear about a concept called income shifting. I'm just following up as a courtesy to find out what you like best from what you heard and what possible questions do you have. And then you just hush. And they'll either say, I ain't got no questions, I'm good, or they'll say, yeah, I'm curious about how does that work, right? And then once they start opening up and asking you questions, you can start asking them questions. Well, sir, what's your name? I want to send you a full package on income shifting. What's your name? What's your email address? Again, remember, you're just a customer service rep at this point. You don't have to tell them that you're in the business or you're an associate and this and that. All you're doing is you're doing customer service work. You're gathering their information, and then you're getting the business presentation in front of them. That's all that you do with this. We get the business presentation in front of them. Once we do that, we'll say, hey, I'm associate with the company that teaches the income shifting, the debt elimination, and the passive income strategies. Here's what I'm going to do for you, Greg. I'm going to email you the full 20-minute briefing that covers how you can take advantage of income shifting. I didn't ask Greg if I could do it. I told him I was going to send it. Greg, can I expect you to view the video briefing? Most people are going to say yes. No one's going to say no. Great. I'll follow up with you in 24 hours to answer any questions you may have. I didn't even ask them, can I call you back? I'm just going to do it. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for tonight. I actually did do it in less than 30 minutes. So what I'm going to do now, I don't see any typed questions that came in. I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed that. I'm hoping that this makes sense to you, and I'm hoping it's something that you might be interested in utilizing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the lines, but before I open up the lines, if you do not have a question or comment, what I need you to do is to make sure that your phones are muted so that we don't get a lot of that background noise. So if you're on your phone, go ahead and mute your phone. If you're not on your phone and you're using the computer audio, up in the top, you'll see the Join Me icons. There is an icon that looks like a microphone. Just click on that microphone and there will be a line that will go through it. And what that will do is that will mute your microphone on your computer so that we don't hear the kids in the background screaming. We don't hear the dog barking. We don't hear the television and all of that going on. So go ahead and mute your call, mute your line out to respect everyone else. And if you do have a question, I'm now going to open up the lines for your question or comment. All right, the call is unmuted. If you have a question or comment, now's your time. Question or comment, now's your time.
June, this is Greg in Greensboro.
Yes, sir, Greg.
Yes, sir. Listen, I just want to appreciate or tell you that how much I appreciate what you're doing, and I'm getting so much feedback on just the little tips that you're constantly giving us. You know, I've got something similar to this that you have right here, and it does work. It does work fine. I have not done a voiceover,
right?
But man, all these tips you're giving us are just wonderful, just wonderful. You know, and like I said, it's just a comment. You know, and I hope everybody that's listening will take advantage of what you're doing.
All right. Well, thank you, Greg. I really do appreciate that. This is definitely something that I do believe if you put to action, you'll start getting some leads and you'll get some people that will definitely give you a call. So, we're always trying to find out different ways of generating leads and getting in front of people. And this makes it extremely easy for you to do. All right. Somebody's got a conversation going on in the background. All right. Miss Polk from Los Angeles. Thank you for this great information. Thank you, Miss Polk, for being online. I got viewer number two that says, June, are you aware of a network called Alignable, a site for businesses to network? I am not aware of that company. No, I'm not. All right. All right. She said you the CEO of your own company. A support system. Y'all hear that? All right. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if there are no other questions, I'm going to give you your time back. I believe I gave you about 30 minutes back tonight. So I'm going to give you those 30 minutes back. Hopefully you will take this information and put it to use. The information will be available in your back office in 24 hours, so you can always go back and get the replay. This is June Call You. We do this call every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Before I go, let me just reiterate that the Cash Flow Mania is the 23rd and 24th of June. Go ahead and get your registrations now. Go ahead and register. We will be registering at the hotel at 2 p.m. So if you get to the hotel, you can go ahead and register at 2 p.m. We will be down in the conference rooms. And when you come down the escalators, hang a left, you see the registration room. You can register, and then the dinner on Friday starts at 6 p.m. So you want to get registered before dinner. You don't want to be standing in line trying to get in, and everybody else is eating dinner and having a good time. So get there a little early so that you can get registered, get your tickets, get your armband and your wristband and all the other good stuff that they're going to be giving out. That starts at 2 p.m. We'll run that up until 6 p.m. But don't wait till 6 to register. We don't want a line. We want you guys to have a good time. So get there early and do what you need to do. So this is June Collier, Executive Vice President with My Econ. I want to thank you guys for being on. Somebody said, what time and day is the business presentation? Good question. Good question. I haven't seen the itinerary. So what I'll do is, as soon as I see the itinerary, I will actually put that out. So I'll definitely make sure I get the itinerary for the business presentation for your guest. So I'll make sure I get that. I'll put that in the Facebook, My Econ Facebook group, so that you can stat the information out. If you're flying in the Hartsfield Airport, you can take MARTA from the Hartsfield Airport. You can take the train all the way to the hotel. I've already put that in the My Econ Facebook page, so you can see the link and go there and get the directions on how to take MARTA from the airport to the hotel. That should save you some money. All right. I think that's it. Let me see. Any other questions? No more questions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We'll do this again next Tuesday, same channel, same time. I'll talk to you soon. God bless and good night, everyone.